WesWes show.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. My name's Cams and I'm here in the heart of West Auckland with the brother, Leti Smith. What's up, man?
Sabus.
Still feeling sad? Still hurting?
It's not, yeah.
Yeah, every time Steve Rogen comes around, I know we all get crazy here in New Zealand. Yeah, us Pacific Islanders, we love our league. So, of course, we're going to choose sides when it comes to Steve Rogen. Even though we're not from there, we're not born there, we have nothing to do with these states. But, for the love of the game and how we're passionate about sports, especially rugby league, we got to choose a side, man. So, there's all the Australians over there that are confused and why us Islanders are keen, but we're not from there, from New Zealand. Hey, man, that's just the love of the game, man. Hey.
1000%, 1000%.
But yeah, man, let's get to some shoutouts.
Oh man, my first shoutouts to all the people who still feeling like they're mighty, still the taste of food still doesn't hit right, and like even the fizzy drink doesn't hit the spot after Wednesday night's heartbreak. Another one's to my old Ken, man. He's like always watching my my Snapchat stories. It's one of these filters, man. It's like a cartoon, almost animation one, and he's always sending me the private LOLs. But yeah, even he felt it too because we watched his brother share his story on his Facebook post. Yeah, shout out to my also Sonny as well. Be messaging that, bro, back and forth. Good luck getting back into the routine of getting the kids ready for school this week. Shout out to all the kids going back to school tomorrow as well, breaking their 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon sleeping in routine, and also to all the parents, man, good luck trying to get your kids up early in the morning. And my last shout outs to probably to my daughter Nikita. She's been her second week back at uni. She's got another 5 papers and she's been doing her best trying to butter me up after the Wednesday night game. And last but not least, shout outs to you also. Braving the last few years of heartache, and now I know how you felt that year before and the year before that, So it's good, man. It's good to see you wearing your colours. That's the one. Oh, and the last shout outs to the boys on back in the Wi-Fi footy show, man. It's just a game, man. It's just a game, man. Hurry up and do this post match and this post lost, man. I need to hear some inspiration from you boys, mate. Come on, boys. Get back on the horse.
Well, it should have been a good time to a New South Wales takeover of the 135 footy show. Since some couple of Queensland supporters are taking that show, it's good. I should have just jumped on and been the host for the week and get Stacey and Roger on talk about the game. No, we'll leave it be. We'll leave it be. It's just one year, and tomorrow next year's another year. So we'll just enjoy this moment.
Enjoy while it lasts.
Yeah. I just want to make a shout out to all the boys at the New South Wales Blues team that won the game on Wednesday, the decider. Made me think about how not only those 8 years that we lost straight, that time when Billy Slater was playing and Jonathan Preston and all those guys, but just made me think, man, we got a lot of making up to do, and 1 year is just 1 year, so it can't take away the 8 years that 8 years of domination that Queensland had on us. But I think there's a lot of work to do. Hopefully it'll be one of those things where we can look back and say, oh yeah, you guys had your 8 years, we had our 12 years. But I don't know. We'll just keep on fighting. Just like Donald Trump. Fight at the end of when I think got shot.
Right. Get shot in the air, man. Still fighting. Still fighting.
Just want to make shout out to all the listeners of the WesWes Network. Follow us on our socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, WesWes Network. Also our website, www.weswesnet.com. Also check out the Empty Out the Clip Facebook page. It's a private group page, so get in, answer the free questions, and we'll let you in. Use your chance to post some comments, some articles, and we can talk about it on the podcast. Okay, how's your week been, man? Other than Wednesday, let's not talk about Wednesday, but how's your week been anyway?
Working week was short. Working quiet. They asked us to take a couple of days off, so I took Thursday, Friday off. Yeah, Monday was alright. It's just the roof work hasn't been completed, man. Brother-in-law left half the sheets off and replaced the other half. So it wasn't a good week outside because I knew Kita's boyfriend Leroy put a lot of effort into doing the ceiling and where I used to cut, and my brother-in-law obviously laid one of the sheets, moisture sheet that goes on before the cladding. And he, instead of rolling it flat, fuck, he had it tucked in, so it filled up one of the cavities and fucking just spilt inside. So anyone's laying roofing, mate, make sure the sheets are running off, no matter if they're, extra or short. But yeah, you got to make sure. They've been sleeping inside the house. So our house has been like the moldy. It's like 4 bodies. The heat pumps on. Yeah, I've been just battling the cold. Like I didn't like wearing too much offals inside the house because then it makes me feel lazy. Yeah, I did. When I went into work on Thursday, I did a sort of like a short course, like a refresher. And like I've said, like in previous pods, it's hard trying to unlearn what you know. And I think the difference is because I came from a bottling plant that pasteurized stuff. So yeah, it's a bit different. Yeah, and just from learning from people, what you learn and what you know is right. By hygiene standard is different from what people have learned, and then they're trying to show you. So unlearning all that, it's been difficult for me. But at the end of the day, basic hygiene is basic hygiene. Like you pick your ass and you pick your nose, and then you try and touch something that's been sterile. That's still poor practice, So all of that stays the same. It's just that like the fundamentals of HACCP or like critical control points inside the factory, like hygiene areas, it's different. So yeah, it was good, man. The class was short, but it wasn't a refresher for me. It was more of a like relearn something new. So some of it was new to me, but it wasn't really new, but just not in the prioritized way of learning it. Like, I came from a place where there was only one critical control point, and there was just filters, like, because whatever you bottle needs to be caught before it goes through 2 or 3 processes before you get it. Whereas this plant is sort of like you're the guy who releases it, and it sort of falls, starts, and dies with you. So if you fuck it up, that's your fault, and you're the reason why everything else has failed after that. So now, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Apart from the boring hour and a half, yeah, the weekend was good, man. Like, had for all of Thursday and Friday, so yeah, still getting over the breaking hard on Wednesday. Even on Sunday today, food still doesn't taste right. Yeah, even the fizzy drink doesn't hit right, man. Like all those Samoans, like especially guys like Nifoloa, when you like his song, I forgot what it's called, but like it's like when he explains about like there's no food, I can't smell, because he misses someone. Yeah, it's the same feeling, eh? It's the same feeling, man. Like I can't really sleep properly because stuff going on in your head, but it's just a game. It's just a game. Yeah, but now, yeah, it's I think I felt a little bit less I don't know, less heartbreaking when I saw the Warriors game and they butchered the game. Yeah, so it just made me put a half smile on my face. But otherwise, yeah, just enjoying the time I can inside, being dry, and just grateful that my family have food and a warm home. But yeah, how about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, a busy week, especially at work, because I'm doing this job at work, and because every job is different, right? So you deal with different people every time you get a new job at work. You're always dealing with different people, and these are people outside the office, right? Like different people on site and all that. So it doesn't happen often. Oh, it doesn't happen at all. I think this is the first time it's happened to me, but man, this is job I'm doing, man. Man, the guys outside are difficult, man. Like difficult, like questioning every little thing. Like so many questions. Like I haven't been bombarded with this amount of questions before. You think things have been done for a reason, and things have been done for a long time. So there's no need to question it if you're experienced, right? I mean, if you're experienced with something, you don't need to question it. But I think it's got to do with the system, how everything has to be signed off. Otherwise, it's your fault if you don't sign it off. So even though you got experience with something and you know it's been done thousands of times this way and it works, I think there's a thing that you have to question it now in order to get that sort of sign off. But this is different, eh? I understand the sign off, but this is like more than sign off. It's like liability. It's more like wanting to get more money out of something. If it's not a decision made, it's like, oh man, it's so frustrating, eh? I've never had a job like this where so many questions, and these are little things too, little things that you don't even take notice of before. Like, I've been in this industry for 20 years and like never have these kind of questions before. It's just weird, eh? It's weird. But it's accepted at the same time. It's accepted because that's the way of the world now. The world's changing. The systems are changing and you gotta go with it. And yeah, man, it's like, it's more work. It means more work. It's like, yeah, there's more work now. And this is across the board. It's across the board now what I do. And if I think back in the days when I started working, there was this much of work. There's like this much of work to get this much done, right? Now the workload is this much to get the same amount of work done, if you know what I mean. You know, it's like, but that's the way of the world now. And yeah, thought that was kind of interesting that I have to go through that at work. But at the same time, it's like, oh yeah, it's just the way it is now. You can complain, but it's just the way it is. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, man, just busy at work. What else am I doing? I've been doing some writing. I wrote, I'm halfway through 3 articles, eh? So I'm halfway through 2 movie reviews. I did a movie review on a movie called Long Legs, starring Nicolas Cage. It's a serial killer movie that's out now. And I'm halfway through article on the Year of the Blue. The title is called The Year of the Blue. And it's just about how New South Wales Blues, Manu Samoa, Auckland Blues have all won so far. I mean, Moana Pasifika, they beat Italy, they beat Spain. They're undefeated so far. New South Wales Blues, we know that. Auckland Blues, we know they won Super Rugby. So yeah, man, yeah, the Blue, that's my next article. And been doing that and just watching some movies. Yeah, man, just a good week, eh? Good week. Oh, I just recorded 2 episodes of Channel 135 with Eric. Today, we finished off the review on The Acolyte for finale and The Boys Season 4 finale as well. So we wrapped up that before we jumped on MTR the Clip. But yeah, man, that's me for my week.
Busy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. So we'll get into the topics. Should we just touch on a little bit of the state of origin? I was just curious for you. Like, how'd you? Because I know I started the pod talking about how us New Zealand born grew up loving the game of league, also choosing a side between New South Wales and Queensland, even though we got no affiliation with these states. What was your story, Bruce? How did you get to Queensland?
Mine was more because my older brothers, I don't know, I think it's the history of Graham Lowe being a coach for the Maroons, and also because of Wally Lawson and Malmaninga, and also like I think the guys like Martin Bella and that, because my brothers were second rows, centers, and yeah, I think when I used to watch my brothers play, they used to watch a lot of Wally on tape, and then when they moved up to like centers, it was like the Bradley Clyde and the Malmaninga game because they were Raiders supporters. But no, yeah, for myself it was because Graham Lowe was the Kiwis coach, and when he was the first guy to coach State of Origin that wasn't Australian, I was always Queensland. Queensland was always the goat, you know. And plus everyone was a Windows Sailor supporter back in the day, and you know, because if you think about it, he was like iconic, bro, like a young winger. He was like bigger than life. Him and Steve Renouf down there right side. That's dangerous, mate, you know. And even though like a lot of the guys we supported were Raiders, like Raiders players, like a lot of them played for like them, like, but nah, Queensland was, and plus because they were seen as the underdogs too, but because the king was from Queensland, it was like he can't go past King Wally, eh? But what's interesting is like hearing Matt Rogers talk about when we start talking about why guys being chased away from their junior clubs and not the state that they were born in. And it's funny how we dropped that. What's his name? Sterler was the first guy to be poached for it. You know, he's born in Queensland, played for Parramatta all his life, but decided that he'd rather, because of his junior affiliation to New South Wales, was the reason why he played for the other state. Like, that's funny how that shit come out. But had it been my way, I reckon it would have just been where you were born. Just kept it like that. Or if you were migrated to and if you migrated into the country, then it should have been your junior club. But it's just funny how some of those closet stories come out later. But no, yeah, mostly because Graham Lowey and the Kiwi connection to State of Origin.
It's a great concept, like being affiliated from your first junior club representation determines whether you'll play for Queensland or New South Wales. It's almost like it's sort of like if you want to make this game or make the game popular, or to the extent where it is like just like the pinnacle of rugby league, right? Like State of Origin, it's like the best players are playing in this free game sort of series, the pinnacle of rugby league. I'd imagine like a lot of it's got to do with the fans as well and how the fans are passionate. Because if you affiliate to your state and you have your rival state and you have this rivalry happening between it, you're going to get this sort of like, the Queenslanders versus the New South Wales, Sydney versus Brisbane, or the Queensland cities against all the Sydney cities, New South Wales cities and all of that. It brings up all this drama and everything, and brings about the passion with the fans, eh? And I feel like there's something that rugby in New Zealand misses out on, If NZTA could do something, like if they did a State of Origin in rugby union, like North Island versus South Island. But they tried to do that before, but it's your NPC team, right? That's how they put it down to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense because you guys like Brad Weber, who had to play for the South Island because his first team NPC was Otago. But he was like, man, I don't want to represent South Island. That's not where I'm from. I'm from up north, So that doesn't work. But if New Zealand had, I don't know if it's because of the numbers. Because if you think about it, if you're the North Island, if there was like State of Origin rugby union in New Zealand, and you had to pick players in North Island, that'd be hard to pick. It'll be like, who you gonna pick? There's a lot of guys. A lot of guys.
Yeah.
And then the South, it's almost like the North Island would be like the New South Wales, and the South Island would be like Queensland because it's like less of a player catchment there, sort of thing. But I think you still get that passion. I think South Islanders hate the North Islanders. Everybody hates Auckland, right? Everybody in New Zealand hates Auckland, so the passion will be there, But I think they have to do it like that or do it properly. I don't know, but it'll be fun. It would be fun if they built up like a State of Origin version for rugby union.
I think New Zealand Rugby League has done a good job of like opening the channels up for like women in league and then the age group rugby league. Because you look at the Fox, man, like the Fox is still the pinnacle of rugby league club level, and then across Auckland, across New Zealand, I think it's still the most competitive. Even the fact that like all the clubs are playing for the Red Rooster at the start of the season. But yeah, I've seen like the 1 year that they had the New Zealand schoolboys versus the New Zealand club, which is like junior Kiwis. Like that was probably one of the best concepts they'd come out with. You literally had two teams with all the talent from the secondary schools league tournament versus those who play club, and man, that game was pretty much the bounce of the ball that decided that win. I think that's where rugby lacks that gap between the age group up into like under 21s, because it's sort of like nothing there. They have that Super Rugby tournament that no one watches, that's on when everybody's at work and no one's there to watch it, So there's a big catchment of players that go missing from like secondary schools into the system, and you don't know where they end up, and then you hear them playing local footy, which is sort of like, what's happened to that gap. Whereas like the Warriors, now that they've introduced the SG ball and all the age group stuff, like guys that are good enough to play during the season, the rep season during the season, like man, that's a good window of opportunity for a lot of guys, So I think rugby league in New Zealand do it really well. They obviously prove that they got a lot of talent here. They just can't retain it all. That's the only problem.
Yeah, it's interesting anyway how it goes. Yeah, but yeah, man, I just want to move on to the next topic. So I don't know if it affected you, but the last couple of days there was an internet outage with for a lot of the banks and FPOS machines all over the world. It was a global thing, and it happened because someone from one of the firms that look after the cybersecurity for all these programs, I think they're Microsoft programs around the world. Airports use it, banks and retail and other places around the world. So apparently someone pressed the wrong button, and instead of waiting for a automatic update, they pressed the button to force the update. And maybe the update wasn't ready to get out there, but it did. sort of shut down a lot of computers around the world. So airports, I think Christchurch Airport was affected, Auckland Airport. So on the computer screens, all shut down. A few banks were shut down. You couldn't get through internet banking. And paywaves, a few paywave places were shut down. So I know for me, I tried to log in to my bank and I couldn't get in. And I thought it was like, did I change my password or something? Because I did my password thing and it didn't go in. And so I don't want to change my password again. And then I heard later on that it was an internet failure. So I thought it was part of that. So that happened for like a few hours, and then but it worked. It came back on later on, and I thought, okay, it's part of the internet thing. But then I found myself at Pack and Save yesterday, a couple of days ago. And it was in the aisle. I didn't go to the self checkout. I went to the aisle instead. And there was a guy in front of me who only had his phone to pay for stuff, so he only had PayWave. And the lady said, "Oh, sorry, PayWave doesn't work." So I was stuck too because I only had my phone. So that guy had to leave his shopping there and go. But I had a card in my car, so I had to leave my shopping there, go grab my card, come back, right, and pay for it through the FBOS thing. But yeah, man, it was like, serious, like technology fails.
Huh?
Technology fails. Did anything like that happen to you?
Nah, man, cash is best. You know me. Always pay cash, man. But my daughter reckons that she went into Pack and Save today and tried to split the payment. And she says that the card wasn't reading. It was saying, like, cannot read card. So, don't know what the story is there. But it could have been possibly that. But that was the whole reason why I cancelled my FPass, just to use it so you can read the chip on the debit card. Because every time I fill up a Go or Costco, man, you know, when you swipe the card and it says it can't read the card. So if you put it inside with the chip, at least it's sitting there reading the chip. So yeah, hopefully I can go to Costco and it works, or else I'll be swearing at the petrol pump.
Yeah, but man, it's always scary when something like this happens. Because it makes you think, because you know we see enough movies about like cyber attacks and all that kind of stuff. Like when the digital shuts down, what are you gonna do? No one uses cash anymore. You know, if we do use cash, people are gonna get, what the hell is this? I haven't seen this in a long time. Like, honestly, for me, I haven't touched the bill in I think years. I haven't touched the bill in years. Everything is all on my phone now, and it's kind of weird to go back to it. But it's like the safest bet. It's probably the safest bet to have cash. But a good thing about cash is that I think you save money because you actually know what you have rather than not seeing it. Because if you swipe your card all the time, you're not seeing the money that goes out, even though it's like $1 and some cents. It all adds up. Where if you have I don't know, if you set yourself a bunch of cash in your wallet and you say, okay, this is how much I'm going to spend this week, and that's it. Like at least you can manage that, because you can actually see it, right?
I think it's cool whenever you have a good weekend or have a good day and you kill like $50 somewhere and you don't even know it's there. Then you're out and about and you're like, oh, I've got it, $10, and you get a pay, and then you open up, oh shit, there's $50 in there. You should give McDonald's. These are the best ones, man. Nothing beats that. Oh, I thought you only had $10 there. No, that's all good. That's cool. $50.
At the end of the day, it's not really wasn't a big deal. At the end of the day, it wasn't like a cyber attack, but only happened for like a day, maybe a day.
It would have been different if like people were declining and then they're checking their accounts and it's empty. This guy had done a bankroll on everybody.
Yeah, you had post up a story about a land dispute. So who are they? NZ.
Yeah, NZTA. The shout out to the crowd who posted this. This obviously was removed off. It's called the controversial doco. The NZTA forced off the internet. So Mount Messenger bypass, which is a place, an alley down in Taranaki. Beautiful pastures, man. It's a couple that live on the land, and it's ancestral land. So this is the couple, the lady. So her great grandfather pretty much was like one of the first settlers on that land. And what's beautiful about this recording is that even when you go to like I forgot what they're called, but the elders of the land, I forgot what it's called, man, and I've heard this word so many times. But like when you have elders of the land who will tell you who the original people of their whenua, he was able to say she's a great grandfather, or her tupuna is so and so. Yeah, it's pretty mind blowing, man, because to put a bypass, put a bit of road into this valley, it's only gonna save commuters 4 minutes. So they're literally gonna destroy like 2 or 3 rivers, waterways, and disturb like native birds. They've even got video footage of kiwis and the keas that are so big from eating the fruit trees that they can't fly. They're like low flying birds. Yeah, the NZTA is just trying to muscle this family off their land. And they've already been illegally going in there to tap the land using helicopters flying in and that to disturb the cattle by drilling and surveying it. They haven't even had the permission to go and do so, but yeah, it's pretty interesting just watching this little video of them being harassed and being bullied pretty much, but yeah, it's scary.
That's
Yeah,
something
scary.
you see at the movies, Like the farmer
Yeah,
trying
bro.
to save his farm from the big developer who's coming. Isn't that that's like Yellowstone,
Yeah, it's like Yellowstone, man. They want to build an airport. The developers want to go in there and develop the airport on Yellowstone land. But I think this is a wake up call because you see the couple, the palang, they look white. And yeah, you feel for them, because all they want to do is just keep it as green as possible because that's as natural and beautiful as the country can get. And then if you look at the images of that, and then you look at the images of them putting a road in there, fuck you, you'd be stupid to want to put a road in there. 'Cause that's nature at its natural beauty, But I don't know what the government's thinking about trying to allow that development to go ahead. But no, I just asked my daughter just as a random question, like, how would you save that land? That was what I asked, and she watched a bit of it, and she sort of didn't really have an answer. But then she sort of brought up, you'd probably do what they did up at Bastion's Point. And I said, 100%, man. Just like what they did at Ihumatao. They got people there, camped there, and the development stopped. Government didn't want to get involved. So, yeah, this lady, she's obviously people of the whenua. That's what you do, Before those excavators go up there and start ripping it up or trying to rip it up, you just ask for the neighbouring support and those of the land just to be up there to stop them from going on it, because they didn't have any rights to be fair. It'll be interesting to see how much of this will go through lawyers, because NZTA will probably have lawyers and they probably think that these guys will go broke. But I'm sure there'll be some sort of legislation in the Treaty of Waitangi that'll protect this land, because it's not right. But yeah, just wishing them all the best, and I hope people will share their story, and like there'll be a petition to stop the development going ahead. Because for 4 minutes of road, I mean, he made one clear point about when it gets cold and misty, because the valley and the mountains the hills are high. He said that even at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if there's a cold, like there's a frost, that frost doesn't get hit by the sun. And if they're thinking of building a road in there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if there's a frost on the road and the sun's not hitting it, man, that's going to be a dangerous road, So that was one thing that he mentioned in his report. Yeah, but these jokers don't really give a shit, man. They just want them off the land. So yeah, I wish them well. I hope that whoever's bullying them gets their shit handed to them, because it's not right.
It's amazing to me that they would go down, stoop that so low to do those bully kind of tactics, Because that's like in the movies kind of stuff, Like how legal can that be? It can't be. And all it takes is a few photographs here and there and a few evidence to give it to the authorities and get them involved, and something will happen. I don't know, but it sounds like that's not going to work. And probably you're right, man. They have to do what they did at Ihimatao, and do what do they call it, like a land protest there. Just come on, everyone come on the land and just camp there.
Like some of those native birds that you see in that footage is like, man, when was the last time you seen a bird that fat? From eating the fruits, and that's all just undisturbed natural habitat, So there's some things that concrete and bricks and that can't make beautiful, and that's greenery like that. Like that's the sort of stuff that you want people to be able to hike and just leave it undisturbed, man. That sort of land is hard to preserve in a busy with a road going through it.
If anything, bro, get the fucking Green Party up in there, man. That's what they're good for, like that kind of stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
You guys don't call it green for nothing. And, I'm sick of all the other shit they do with all the political correctness stuff they do. But, man, this is them to a T. Like, this is the absolute what they should be fighting for. And I'd rather hear the Green Party talk about this case and try and get involved with this case and try and make this case right, because this is about the environment. And you're right, man. Talking about 4 hours or 4 minutes of drive time. 4 minutes drive time. What? Like to destroy some forestry and some habitats like that just for 4 minutes of drive time. And
What's it?
And where are we going anyway? What are we shorting 4 minutes for? Is it like is it Wanganui to, I don't know, to Lake Talbot? I don't know. Or is it some? It's not like it's like Auckland to Wellington sort of thing. It's not like Auckland to Hamilton.
Yeah. I mean, 4 minutes at 100, 4 minutes at 100 kilometers per hour. What are you saving? Less than a liter. Less than a liter of gas. Not even that. It's not even gonna sting you that much, man.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It's crazy. But I mean, yeah, like they always say, yeah, like if you ever got an issue like that, something big, you want your local MP. Doesn't matter who it's from, but you want your local MP to get involved, and even if it's just a letter to them. I mean, even better if you got a lawyer to write to your local MP as well. Share them all the very evidence of what's been happening, and just stick to it, man. If that's your family land, shit, the treaty's got every reason why you shouldn't be kicked off.
Yeah. I flicked in just a little story here on the Facebook page. The title is "The Tongan Family Owned Rock Company Making Its Mark Around Auckland and the Pacific." And I thought, this for the negative stuff that's going on in the news and all the bad stuff happening, and it's good to have a story that sort of inspires through hard work and the longevity that this Tongan family has taken to get themselves a giant $1 million contract for Auckland Airport. So it's funny, man, because I remember when I was at university, there was a Tongan guy in my class, and he always talked about like how Tongans were experts at the rock fences or the rock walls, the stone and rock walls. That was my first sort of introduction to Tongans being good at that kind of craft. And I think from then on, I just thought, every time I saw a stone and rock fence around Auckland, I thought, I think Tongans did that. Because they're experts in the craft there. And now this family has just made a living out of it over a couple of generations, which I thought was pretty interesting. The Herald came with this story and talks about their humble beginnings, family of 11 crammed into a 1-bedroom house in Sandringham. Sort of started from there. But yeah, man, I think it's a story of, you can overcome if you work hard. I think this was kind of like one of those stories where it does work. If you stick at it, if you stick to something, and if it takes a long while, because it took years for them to get where they are. But it's not like it wasn't easy too. Like it reads when you read the article, it talks about, because he talks about the dad. He talks about like how it was pretty rough. He still had to save a lot of money. His wife was a big spender, so he had to bury some money at some stage as well. But yeah, it's just a long struggle way. But just going at your profession for years and years and years. It takes years and years and years, I think, to perfect your craft to a place where you can make a lot of money out of it. Because I think now when you see the work that he's done, work that this company's done now with the stone fences and all that around the place, they look really good. It looks really good. And to have a contract to do it at the Auckland Airport. Don't know if you've been to the Auckland Airport lately, but man, it's changed there. I went there just last week for the first time in ages. It's changed there.
Oh, the drop-off zone.
Yeah, the drop-off and all of that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice any stone things, but yeah, it's a big deal.
No, yeah, man, like, that's it's almost like what they call the American dream, but the Kiwi dream. Like, come here, work hard, and put yourself through, put your kids through a good education. I think you take your head off to them, and it was only by chance that they came, because they were sitting there such to go to American Samoa and set up, but they came for the wife's mum's funeral and ended up staying, and got on them and sticking it out. But I don't know, that just his resilience to put construction as the business for his kids to chase. Considering that all, like, a majority of the kids have worked through the business as well with him. Like, just for it to be construction. Like, not learn anything else, but learn different parts of construction and just make sure that construction is going to be the bread and butter. Like, yeah, I think that's one of those gambles that paid off,
Yeah, because you never know. You go down the track of you go down the track of keeping your kids like, okay, you want your kids to be happy or force them into the, I don't know if it is,
That's
but
it.
you force them into doing something that benefits the family or but I don't know, hey, it's hard, like when you think about like those sports stories, like the Williams sisters, how the dad just drilled into
Yeah.
tennis, like because he's the one into tennis, eh? He's the one that saw tennis was a sport that makes a lot of money, eh? So he threw
So
his
it was it was a way out.
way out
It
and
was
he
a way out,
sort
man.
of put his dream into his kids. Like they see the stories about. I think Tiger Woods was the same, man. Tiger Woods was the same as a young age, but yeah, you don't
Oh
know if they're
man,
gonna love. You don't know if the kids are gonna love it or not.
also just by David Toole's last interview he's done on a pod, even him, bro. Even he came out and spoke about it, man. He said that he was scared of getting fuzzy by the dad, and his Olympic gold wasn't a gold, but it was like the fear that he told his mum I could come to some money and there could be a payment for our house, like the sheer disappointment of not winning a gold. And it was by God's grace that he met Lou Duva while he was at the Olympics, and then the rest is history, man. But it's just one of those things too. But as a 21-year-old worrying about putting their parents into a house, fuck, that's a lot of pressure, man. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I couldn't imagine that, you know. But then it's cool that he says, like, by my fourth fight, it was enough to make a down payment, and then by the 12th fight, it was paid. It was paid off. I mean, this is before he's even put his wife and kids into a house, man. Like, you know, that's a big promise, you know. But now you're right, man. Like, surely this dad's banking on the kids, eh? But I mean, hey, I think every parent probably does that. A little bit of them is like, man, when he's gonna look after me. So, nah, it's enjoying life while you can, man. That's it.
Yeah, because man, what if there's a time when the kid just doesn't like what he's doing, eh?
Oh,
Like,
that's
how
it,
do you?
man.
What are those signs, eh? What are those signs? Like, and then you get mad because he's supposed to do something else. Yeah, but no, it's good that I'm just thinking about how good it is that this is a good example of hard work. You can make it with hard work, eh? Because it's not like they're trying stuff. They've been doing the stuff since they dot, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the key as well. To doing something that takes years to perfect. Because one day, one of those, because that time doing something is gonna benefit in the long run. Eh?
Like, literally, you hearing you say hard work. Fuck, have you seen what stonemasons do just to fucking get something level, man? Like, it's not like a piece of jib rock, right? And a piece of low poppers you just nail off, you can square it off. Oh, it's sweet, we're good, man. Use the laser these days, you know, to the string lines. These guys still doing it the old school way, you know. Put the Seima down, once their foundation is set, fucking everything's literally a stone by stone. And like, these stones aren't small, man. These are like, that's like back-breaking work, man. So,
Yeah, exactly. But it's the years of perfecting it. See,
yeah.
and because you got those years behind you doing it, no one's gonna come overnight and those guys are banking money on that. I want to do that too. You won't, bro.
Well, that's it, eh?
You gotta have years.
And
Years
that's the
behind you.
difference between the Tongans and most other Pacific nations trying to build fences like that, man. It's like,
Oh, no.
bro. Now, congratulations to them, man. Like, fuck, they obviously, you know, built something from the ground up and got the blessing to relive the Rockstar's name. So, nah, good on them, eh?
We were trying to turn the ladder.
Do you want to just touch on Norm Hewitt rules?
Yeah, man, Norm Hewitt. Rest in peace, man. From what, Dancing with the Stars, was it?
Bro, and you know what? And it's not until you watch one of the videos or like the life reels that they play in the news that you see like, fuck, who was Norm Hewitt? Bro, the man's played like more than 180 plus. Was it rep games?
Yeah.
Over three different provinces, bro. Who was it? The Stags. He played for the Stags, the Canes, and the Bay, the Hawke's Bay. But I think he done 100 plus, hey, for Hawke's Bay.
How many caps for Hurricanes?
Fuck, didn't know. I think he won their first championship though. That's with Jonah and that, eh? Or it was the NPC. But bro, that days where him and Bull Allen, and the young European that are there, like, you know what? But like, yeah, may he rest in peace. But you know what? I'll never forget him for us was the game they played. I don't know who they played us, but he snubbed John Fitzpatrick at the lineup because he got subbed off. I'll never forget that, bro. Like, to me, that's what makes him gangster, man. Like, he was literally about to throw it in, and then the ref called time, and he's like, substitution, and Schultz Fitzpatrick was running on to take his place. And Sean put his hand out, bro. Norm didn't even pull his hand, he just carried on running off the field. And I was like, yeah. But in my head, I was thinking, bro, why is he being subbed off in the first place?
Just looking up his stats here. So he was a student at the College. Have you seen that? Do you know that school? That's a famous Maori school.
Yeah. But All Black 938, eh? Yeah, like, fuck, he's probably one of the best, eh? Like, for me, it was I think, when you look over his career, I think, remember there was the drunken incident he had where he was banging on the wrong room, and then he ended up facing the press conference. Like, he was probably the first Maori guy, you know? First Maori that you'd see face the media like that. And then I remember his England haka, fucking, you know, when he couldn't go past the halfway, and it was fucking the guy went right up to the other number 2, was up in his face. Like, that's what the stuff that he did, man. I was like, surely, you know? But yeah, some sad news, eh? Like, fuck, he was a great player, man. Like, I don't think they come any, I think there wasn't, like, when Shaw Fitzpatrick was on his way out, I think Hewitt sort of changed the game. That was the guy who was like,
he was the next one up, huh?
Yeah, it was like the in your face, sort of before Melamu took over, eh? Like the in your face. Sort of like how, what's his place plays? Dane Cole's plays, eh? He was sort of that. He was probably like the new age of that era of guys, the way he played. But man, if you look at the players, the guys that played around him, they obviously they really respected the way Norm played.
So he passed at 55 years old. He's got 92 caps for Hawke's Bay, 22 caps for Southland, 31 for Wellington.
296 first class matches, bro.
Yeah. 66 for Hurricanes.
ABs, Maoris.
New Zealand. Yeah, Maoris 15. And he was in the 1995 World Cup team. Oh, I just got a little text from the Kanarock chat. It's official. Ardie Savea signs with Moana.
Nice, so that's concrete now. But I do want to touch on that.
It's probably going to be captain, eh? Is that going to do anything for MP? Is MP going to win a few more games now?
You know, for me, as a fan of Super Rugby, I hope it gives some sort of, I don't know, if you're a guy trying to crack the Blues and you want to leave, but you don't want to, if you're a guy trying to crack it at the Blues or at the Chiefs, or you're a borderline player, go play for the Moana Pasifika, man. Because I think if you look at it, I've seen a whole lot of boys go down to Waikato. They left a 1A comp, then you don't hear from them. Then you hear guys of like Wallace popping up. Imagine if these guys just didn't think twice about going to the Canes, Chiefs, you know, because it wasn't so far from home. Bro, Moana, like, for Ardie to go across like that, that would give some guys reason, you know, some new guys reason. I'll just go play for Moana, man. With guys like that, if Ardie's a draw card to go play over there, wouldn't the hope be like if guys can't crack it, you know? The Pacific kids in particular, I reckon that's a good move for them. But yeah, I just hope that he can draw another Lucy or a front row from, you know, world class.
At the same time, it's good for the team, eh? Good for MP to get a big name like Ardie Savea. He doesn't compromise his position in the All Blacks playing for MP. I think he's up there because of his brother. His brother's still there. It's probably his opportunity to play with his brother, Julian, again. Yeah, man, and to probably represent Samoa in a way by playing for.
This is where you want these guys to listen to their podcast, eh? When they're talking about when Dave Fafita and Jason Tamarolo and that were making a plan to not play for the Kiwis, bro. You know, you just want them to listen to that snippet of like what happened. You know, it wasn't all planned. It was just, man, imagine what happened, what the Tongans did at their World Cup, man. Like, you just want them to like just, even if someone made a little short movie about it, you know, just like David Cooper's going to announce the Kiwis team and he's going to be ringing someone, you know, if someone just reenacted that, and just for guys like Ardie and even Paddy, man, guys like that just to consider playing for Samoa at a World Cup, that would be massive.
Did you catch the All Blacks game against Fiji?
Yeah, I caught the second half. I caught the second half, but I'm sad I missed the national anthem, bro, because I just read everyone's comments on Facebook, and I was like, flip, I forgot it was on. Because I thought it was on later in the afternoon.
No, 2:30. But yeah, man, when I heard it, I heard that. I was like, what the hell is going on? Is this like the Americans trying to make fun of us? Like bring in the opera singer?
Oh gosh.
But it doesn't even suit it. Like, did you hear it on it's on I think there's footage on YouTube and on here. But it's like a bird, like a squeaky bird or mouse or something. Yeah, it's like funny as.
Dusty.
I think she wins the Uppercut award.
Man.
Uppercut.
But what do you make
yourself
of
award.
the boys that played in that game against Fiji? Would any of them be a shock surprise and make their way into the starting team?
So, truth, I was pretty cool with Fiji how they played in the first half because they scored their first try, and then they almost scored a second try, but got disallowed. But they managed to hit the All Blacks line, and they're a really physical team. I reckon out of all the surviving teams, Fiji is up there. Fiji's the best one there. Better than Moana Samoa, better than Tonga, I think. Well, the last year they proved it to be the Semi Trader was playing. Yeah, I was more when I was watching the game. I was more taking. I was more looking at Fiji how they played. I wanted them to win there. Yeah, but I thought that the new guys they came on for the All Blacks. I think they only had Ardie Savea from last week's team, Ardie, and who was the other winger? They never had. Oh, they had Silverisi was there. But Barrett had a good game. Caleb Clark, he had a good game too, and you wonder why he's out of the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Like what is Razor looking for in his wingers? Because Caleb Clark didn't do anything wrong. He's been doing the same thing he did in Super Rugby. He's a solid player. He's tough. He's strong on the wing. He's the busting wing rather than the sort of like the sidestepping wing like Silver Reese's or Mark Talia. He's the power sort of wing, like Julian Sevilla in the old days.
I think the positives that come out of that was seeing the ball come past second five. I think that's what Jordie Barrett couldn't do in the 2 games that he had to prove. I think the injection and just the combination of Leonard Brown and Damian McKenzie obviously showed. But yeah, I think I'd rather, to be honest, I think it's time for Rico to watch from the sideline, give Billy Proctor a start, and Leonard Brown deserves his spot, man. Like, cause I don't know, I'm used to seeing that. Like, I think the injection of Jordie Barrett at second five was good. But the difference between him and Sonny Bill is that Sonny Bill can offload and get the ball past. If he was offloading to Mata, the ball was getting to the edge. Whereas when the last 2 games, Jordie's been at 12. Fucking Rico hasn't even seen the ball, man. So either he's feeling the pressure of the Russian defense, or he just doesn't know how to fucking just trust his outside, And that's the sad part, because that was the pairing at the World Cup. But after seeing Leonard Brown just distribute the ball, and that's the season difference. You can just see someone who just, no matter how fast someone's shooting up, he's got enough time to still get the ball out wide, even if it means he leaves a little bit later. And he played really well, man. Just in the effort that I saw him play in the second half. But yeah, I'm puzzled too why the ABs don't want to pick Caleb Clark after the season he's had. That's probably $1 million question, is who they will go with come the next test.
Interesting you brought up Billy Proctor compared to Rico Ioane, because Billy Proctor did a lot in this game. He did a lot in this game. He scored a try, and you probably saw a lot of activity through the 13 in this game rather than you did Rico Ioane in the previous 2 games.
Well, I felt like defense-wise, the English were strong, trying to smash Jordie Barrett, like the second five coming up, and then centre, but also the insides, the type 5 coming across the cover on defense. But if you see the way the Fijians were tackling the whole game, Dolly, I think that's more brutal, That's a lot more brutal, because that's coming every tackle. Like, the way Islanders want to play, they want to smash at AB. Like, they just got their mentality, like, I don't care if it's a second late, I'm just going to let my body do it anyway. I'd rather him get hurt and we conceive a penalty instead of go at the post. But the ABs are going to probably tap and run it. And that's obviously how they were playing. So Billy, didn't look out of place there. And I think his size actually appears a lot stronger. It didn't look like he was getting put on his ass. If anything, the Fijian guys were hanging off him, and that's rare. You know, that's rare to see.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. How about you mentioned the Warriors earlier in the podcast? They're out of the A they or have to look to results now because that was a tough loss. That was a tough
Shout out
loss.
to the guy who put that. He put a reel together, right? I think it's an Indian American guy who was just saying how the NRL need to protect guys like that, you know. And then he gave the list of reasons why. He's like, bro, if you missed one kick and then you missed another one right in front, the one that decides the game then also decides your club's fate. You need to protect these guys. You need to protect them. And that's as simple as like removing videos, like anything that's recorded by the radio, the TV station, remove it so he doesn't get that hate. And then if you read the threads are saying it's professional sport. It's part of it. But if you think about it, like his point is like, but they can easily help him forget it, and the world can forget it because they got the power to. It's just delete the video. You know what I mean? So just like how the NRL tried to shut us down when we borrowed a couple of seconds of this snippet, you know, just stopping it and help protect the player. But you gotta say, bro, really, I'm right-footed. I could have got that kick, man. It doesn't matter if you're pressure or not. Man. Your first guy to get sunburned for patting someone on the head and you go and do a guy kick like that, it's like, come on, bro.
You know what? Like, if Pompey didn't get injured, he would have been kicking, and he probably slotted those 3 goals that Harris Tavita missed. But at that level, you gotta make those kicks, man. You gotta.
Fuck.
Otherwise,
bro,
you're out, man. You're out next week.
Sorry, this day and age in the NRL, bro, kickers have been like that's been the most vital part. Those points are with fucking everything, man. I still can't believe they butchered that game.
But that's the Canberra Raiders this year, man. Always winning those come from behind wins or those close wins, eh? Like, they're managing to do it, eh? But it's funny because you got that footage of Chanel walking by himself to the changing rooms, and he walks by himself to the seat, eh? Like, he's at the corner there, like, sad and all that shit, and like, you know, you see the commentators hearing the commentators, oh, that's like, you know, we got to feel for him, this sort of situation. But man, that first kick he missed, man, it went 20 meters the other way. Like, did you see it? He kicked it and went across the field, like, not even near the post.
It makes me want to get.
But that last kick in front, it wasn't in front of the post, but it was close to the front of the post, eh?
Oh, that's in front, man. Like, fuck. He should have been aiming for the middle of the upright. Instead, he was like kicking it to the far post. Fuck. That's guy.
But, you know, but you gotta give it up to what the coach said. You know, what's his name? Webster. He said, you know, there's a whole lot of other things that they lost. You know, the drop balls, a couple of drop balls that turn the ball over. You know, Pompey getting injured, stuff like that. So it all counts, eh? But you gotta be prepared for these things, eh?
You mean after he missed the first kick, who's our next kicker? Who's our fourth kicker?
So Marty Mullen, doesn't he kick? He's in the half, man.
Well. Lucky it's not. That's not my team. It's not my team.
Hey, man, I think when we do that, before we get into the Fia Poko of the week, we may as well we'll vote for the Uppercut Yaself award to any of our stories we just mentioned. Who are you gonna give it to? Anything we talked about so far? Who gets your Uppercut Yaself?
Yeah, it'll probably be the human error guy who pushed the button and fucked up the fucking pay wave and all these people pushing their groceries. Like, anyone that works in retail or works at customer service, anyone dealing with hungry people or people in a hurry, like, fuck. Surely he's top. Surely he's. Especially.
Yeah, sharp, bro. I have to go with you, man. That's who I'd give the award to. So the guy working at the IT security firm that looks after worldwide Microsoft stuff around the world. You're the Uppercut Yaself award winner for the week.
He earned it, bro. He earned that one. Also, bro, this is a long list of guys, right? And there's one that I missed, man. But I've looked at it and I was thinking to myself, I think I've actually tried this sauce. This one was set up by tradie fuck-ups, and it's a guy who's got looks like a Hilux, Toyota Hilux, and he's not going to say it's a Ford Ranger, okay? So he's got a Ford Ranger. He's trying to pull like a post that's got concreted into the ground out with a chain, and he has a couple of goes at it. The second time he pulls on the train, so he fucking pulls the post out, but he's got a canopy on the back and it shatters the window, man. I've done it once, but with a strap. But in that case, the strap broke, so it told me, don't pull it, it's too strong, so I left it. So to this day, I didn't bother trying to pull it out when I built my fence. I just built around it, because I knew it was going to be something stupid like that was going to happen to my car. So I said,
just
nah.
busted the window, man.
Yeah, well, that's it, bro. Like, if you pull it the first time, if it doesn't yank, if the chain doesn't like fully tell you, like, nah, don't do it, Oos. The second tug will tell you something bad's going to happen. Boom. Got it if I'm at the back. That's fucking, I don't know. Just don't do it, man. Another one is from the, oh no, it was a happy birthday guy. He was opening one of those, I don't know, what are they called? Either it's a gender reveal or a little, there's hippo parade, little, blow up in the air things.
Yeah.
And instead of blowing it up in the air, he blows it down at his fools, man. Like, all right, hippo parade. And he's like, oh shit. One job, brother. One job. There's another one I have here. It's from Cube Network. And it's a lady doing road rage, man. She's like obviously yelling at a guy. And yeah, instead of like just sitting in her car or jumping back in her car, she jumps back out and she literally stands up and looks at the guy dead in his face while her car's rolling down the street. And then she tries to jump into the car while the car's going. I'm like, oh god, this is why you didn't jump.
It looks like she gets stuck between the door and because the door hits the car in front of her.
Well, she must have had it.
She's in between the door and the.
She's left it in drive, man. She left the car in drive. Fucking. That's what you call parking stupid. That's parking stupid. PARKING stupid, bro. Like, what's she doing, man? That's why you don't engage in road rage, man.
Look, see, she's stuck in between the door and the.
Oh no. This one here, I have no idea what the purpose was. Okay, so I think it's called Gojos and Memes, and it's something that bothered me because in my head, I heard the mother say, "What is the smell of this?" That's what she's saying to her daughter. And what I think she wanted her daughter to say was, "It smells like Fafinga's bits." That's what I imagined that the mother would hear her daughter say. But if you play the audio and you listen very carefully, she's saying, "What does it smell like?"
You around it. What's this smell? Doesn't smell like shit. No, it don't. That Taco Bell.
Oh, nah.
You grounded. Go to your room. You grounded.
So because this poor kid was honest, she got told not to tell the truth. And then maybe she should have lied, and she should have said it smells like chocolate or something like that. But she told the truth, and she got Gully to the room. That is a slap in the face.
Why is the mom doing that? Why is the mom doing that? The hell? And she gets mad when she tells the truth. What?
And she gets mad. I got two more, man. One is we're seeing black men in America right now just having trouble, like just trying to win, man. So this his wife obviously tells her husband, going for food with the girl's hair in the cupboard, use the olive oil that's on the bench. Now this guy didn't even look. Okay, he probably didn't even know what the fuck he was doing, but he went and, like him trying to be a good dad, he tried to wash his daughter's hair. And instead of grabbing the olive oil, he must grab like the hair removal stuff. And there's some women out there that are a bit conscious about their body the hair on their bodies, around the mustache area. Bro, and then he tries to, I don't know what he's trying to do, but he obviously levens the hair up to the point that he's put all this hair removal cream in this poor baby girl hair. Oh no. Fuck.
His leg hair removal.
Leg hair removal cream. Or feed the baby's hair. And then he's like saying, "You said olive oil," but it clearly says on the phone it's a hair removal cream. But it's, you know what it is for me, Oos? It's what the baby girl says at the end. That's for the legs. It's for the legs. And then says, "That's why they trust him. That's why they trust him." Oh nah. Shit. The guy should go roll up in and hide before the Queensland supporters, man. And the last one is this guy. He obviously sees a whole lot of rubbish bags outside a door of must be like I don't know, a shop or a nightclub, and he thought he would get ahead with the Olympic Games and try and do like a high jump and land on the rubbish bags. But little did he know what was hiding inside. Oh, fuck, was the actual rubbish bin, man. It looks like he cleared the bar though, but man, I don't know. Oh, this is why you don't do things like that, man. Fucking, that was right on his back.
Yeah, can he?
He obviously landed on the rubbish bin. But whoever dared him to do that, man, that's sad, bro. You do that to your friends. Yeah, bro. But that's the list of Fia Pokos this week, bro. I'll leave it to you, Cams. You can choose which one you thought was no.
Man, only give it to the dad that put the wrong bottle in her daughter's head, man. That's man. But whose fault is that? Is that should the man do that job?
I had that idea running through my head too. Oops, like, you know, like number
Or
one,
being sexist. Or being sexist, yeah.
yeah, we're being sexist, but it's also like, which one is it? You want your missus to come and show you? Yeah, which one? So you don't, that doesn't happen to you, you know? Shout out to the people who comment on that too, man. Like, man, that's just, even the snapshot of the little girl's face is like sad, eh? Makes me sad. Got off fire.
So yes, I got a food review. So we went out to this new burger joint out in Westgate. It's that street over from, you know where the Costco's pump is? Fuel pumps?
Yeah.
The street over and up. You go up and there's, in the middle, there's like a block of shops on either side, but it's on the left-hand side. If you go up, there's a burger joint there called Jack's Burger. Yeah, I went there for dinner the other night and just to try it out and that. So if you like sort of like homemade burgers, they're big burgers too. They're massive burgers. I don't think they're smash burgers, but I ordered the Kiwi burger. So they got the burger called the Kiwi burger. They've got a few. They got a hamburger, cheeseburger, Kiwi burger. They got some chicken burgers, different styles. And they got their two expensive ones are massive burgers. There's one with meat patty and steak, and there's one with meat patty and bacon. It's like a bacon sort of thing. So they're like the two double stack ones, the two expensive ones. But I got the middle range price. I think one was $18 was the Kiwi burger. The cheapest one is hamburger and cheeseburger. I think they're $16. Then $18. Then when you get to the two big ones, they're like $21 and $22. So I got a combo for the Kiwi burger. Combo, you get a can soft drink and some chips. And yeah, man, it was alright. It reminded me of, it's probably not as good as the white lady hamburgers, but it's a similar taste, you know, similar taste.
Oh, yeah.
Homemade. If you like homemade, like real tomato sauce, real tomato sauce, no special sauce, just real tomato sauce, real mayonnaise, real mustard. You know, the patties are pretty big, so the burger's pretty big, so you get. But the thing that was nice about this place, they've got dessert, so you get two desserts. You get a brownie dessert or a waffle and ice cream dessert. So I got the waffle and ice cream. It's good, it's really good. And their milkshakes are good too. So I had the milkshake. I think the best milkshakes out there right now is the ones you get from Carl's Jr. The salted caramel milkshakes, because they're like ice cream. They taste like ice cream.
Yeah.
They taste like liquid ice cream, which is really nice. So these ice creams, or these shakes at the Jack's Burgers, they're similar. So similar texture, and they're nice too. So yeah, man, go check out Jack's Burger if you have a chance. They're at Westgate. I don't know what the name of their street is, but it's the street that's beyond the Costco, after the Costco petrol station. Ever seen that block where they've got the new Carl's Jr., KFC, and Taco Bell?
Yeah, that's right next to the gas too. Right next to the gas.
Yeah.
The next driveway up.
Yeah, so the next driveway after that. But there's like neon lights, of the KFC.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah, no, my work building is just like behind it. You see it up just before you're heading down. You can see it across the field. Big red factory up the top.
Yep. Yeah, man. So out of 5, I'll give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. Sweet. Shall we get into what have we been watching?
Yeah, bro, I haven't been watching much. Been trying to watch man, I keep falling asleep because my work hours keep changing. Up to Power season 4. Yeah, but then shout outs to my bro James Tavanga. Came in and he was telling me that there's 2 spin-offs from it, which is the Power Book 2, I think. That's airing, and I think that one's called Ghost. It's of the main guy on Power's son, trying to take over his drug empire as a distributor. Yeah, because he told me about that, it made me want to try and carry on watching it again, but I just sort of left it. But now I've been watching it, it's pretty good, eh? But now just still stuck on my YouTube channel, watches, eh? Like Cooking with Rena. I've seen that the family finally moved. They left Seattle, and they've left. It was quite sad, eh, man? Like, because, you know, I've been watching these guys for like a couple of years now, and they've left one of their sons. They left one of their sons, Bill, in Seattle, so he can stay with his missus, and he's actually doing like a automotive course to become a mechanic. But yeah, it was just sad because, like, obviously they play background music and they're saying bye. They've loaded up the 2 trucks. One's towing the motorhome and the other one's towing the boat, and they pretty much got all their stuff in the both trailers. But yeah, it was just sad because Emil, which is the oldest son, he's up in he's in the armies. So he's in the army just to be a boxer. So that's all he does, and even the dad's proud of him by saying Emil's enlisted, but he's not traveling anywhere because he has to go fight for the army, like everywhere they go, where they put on sports, you know, and they have boxing events. Emil's the guy, so he's their number 1 boxer that they have. But yeah, even him and his wife, they were saying bye to the little brother, and the little brother, obviously, like, you know, if you see them, like, you know, they don't show much, you know, affection because they just like always like banter at each other. But it was sad seeing them say goodbye to each other. But yeah, so they haven't posted for a while now because they usually post every 2 days. So it's been like 5 days since they last post. So I'm looking forward to watching their next post, and hopefully they're settling wherever they are now. But nah, I haven't been watching anything else. Oh, and Shoulder Street. Started watching Shoulder Street again. Man, show's good, bro. So none of that's down to 3 days. It's like we start watching it from Wednesday. So yeah, start watching Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But it's a good day when you watch it on Friday. Watch the whole 3, because it makes you, every time you watch it on the street, you always want to know what happens next. But it's better if we watch it on Wednesday. And then yeah, it's like fuck, it's hard, eh? Hard. Now it's only like three episodes a week now. But yeah, it's good, man. Like the storyline's still better. Still a lot of like shady stuff with relationships on the show, but yeah, it is a good watch. But that's all I've been watching. News, just my YouTube, and started watching Shorty again.
Yes, I watched this movie last night called Horizon Chapter 1. Now, if you don't know it, like if you watch Yellowstone and you heard about the dramas happening with the production of the last season of Yellowstone with Kevin Costner, so he's sort of upset about having to be still on filming the seasons, because when I was reading that, he thought that it was only going to be 2 seasons of Yellowstone, and he was keen for that, but then it sort of dragged on because it got popular, and then they sort of made more, and he had no work, so he was just going there. So he was complaining about the travel time to get to LA to Montana, like to film Yellowstone, and he was getting annoyed with the fact of flying back and forth, and he was getting bored or something like that. But at the same time, he didn't expect to be still working on Yellowstone. So at the same time as well, he had this idea of making another Western movie, and this is the one that I saw. So it's called Horizon. It's directed by Kevin Costner. It's written by Kevin Costner. It's funded by Kevin Costner. He actually put $40 million of his own money into producing this movie. It's actually 4 movies. So it's actually a 4-part movie. So it's 3 hours long, and yeah, it's a 4-part movie. So I think part 2 is already made. Part 3 is in post editing, and part 4 is in development. So they're shooting part 4 at the moment. So they released part 1 beginning of this month, and they're releasing part 2 closer to the end of this year, probably in November, I think. Yeah, it's been a passion project of Kevin Costner. I think he got the idea when he was filming Yellowstone to make this movie, and he's been keen on doing that. And that's another reason why he doesn't want to be on Yellowstone anymore. He's told the production at Yellowstone that he's only going to be there 1 day a week or 2 days a week. To cut his hours down so he can stay in LA and to film his film Horizon. So that sort of pissed off the production of Yellowstone. That's why it's taken ages for the last season of Yellowstone to come out. because Kim Costner's he's sort of fucking them around. I said,
Well,
hey
well,
man, I'm
let
only
me
here
check,
one
you
day.
know.
I'm only
Some-
up here one day, so you better do my shots that one day. Otherwise, I'm out. You have to wait for me to come back the following week.
Yeah.
So he's been an asshole about it, but you know he wants to do his own thing, so that's cool. So, yeah. So this first movie came out and it did badly in the box office. Like it didn't do well. It only made like 20 million or something, but it's like a 100 million dollar movie. So it's not doing well at all, and he's getting good reviews by movie critics, but it's not doing well in the box office. So he's losing money on the first film already. So, and when I heard the interview with some of the film critics online, they were just saying it must be because people are just loving Yellowstone so much they can't be bothered with a new. They can't be bothered with another like Western thing with Kim Costner. No, but I did watch the movie last night. It's 3 hours long. It's not really good, eh? It's sort of wasted my 3 hours. But it's a big production, eh? It's a massive film, eh? It's a story about. It's actually got 3 stories in it. 3 stories, and it's all about them in the West trying to get to this piece of land out west called Horizon. And there's pamphlets that are going all over America, or the East Coast of America. And sort of the first time people in the East are moving out west, and they're sort of kicking out the Indians, because all the Indians are there, and all the white people coming out west and trying to build their plot, make towns and all that. And at the same time, the Indians are trying to, hey man, this is our land. So there's sort of conflict there, you know, and there's a lot of that going on. But there's like 3 stories happening, 3 separate stories you're following, but each of these stories, they're all heading out to that piece of land. So Kim Costner, he stars in it. He's in one of the stories. Then you got Owen Wilson. He's in a story where it's like on 1883, where they have those convoys of families going out west. So there's that story, and there's another story about a camp that's out in Arizona, and they fight the Indians there. Yeah, if you're into your cowboy movies, it's a bit slow. You know, there's action in that, but it's like, okay, you've seen it all before. There's nothing really new, you know? It's like, okay, you can probably get cowboy fatigue there. But it's interesting that he made 4 movies out of this, you know, and it's all relying on this first one. And it's like, if this first one doesn't do good, then how you expect everyone to watch the second one and the third one and the fourth one, you know? It may as well just be a TV series. But if they're 3 hours each, if each of these movies are 3 hours each, that's 12 hours. You might as well just make the TV series 1 hour each, right? Like if this first chapter 1 is 3 hours, that's 3 episodes. And when I was watching it, I was thinking it actually looks like a TV show, you know. So yeah, it's one of those things. I wanted to watch it to see what it was like. Yeah, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that great. It's got some bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like 47% Rotten Tomatoes, and I have to agree with that because it didn't really make me want to watch the part 2.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I think stick with Yellowstone, mate. Should go finish Yellowstone. That's better. I think more people love Yellowstone. Yeah.
God damn, John.
All right, Luce. That's us, man. Let's do some last words.
So my last words. Yeah, I just wanted to share with anyone still procrastinating, man, still sitting on the fence about hopping on something new or getting something started, or just parked it, haven't tried to sort of attempt to give it a go. I tried to sing maybe before I went back to full-time work, and I was just making a little list of like, okay, this gotta get done, I gotta do this, I gotta do 4 things before I go back to work. Like on that list, I managed to tick them all off, but it took me ages to tick off, you know what I mean? So yeah, to anyone who's still umming and ahhing about starting something new and haven't had the I don't know, the courage or maybe the motivation to do it, say it out loud, man. Manifest it, bring it to fruition, and always remind someone else that you're like. I found that if you reach out to someone and tell them that you've been thinking about doing it, and you hardly talk to them, maybe that's the voice that you need to help you keep accountable and getting that list done, man. So shout out to my bro Albert Molia, who's emailed me his list of goals to do for the next 5 years. I appreciate you, my os, and I'll probably get on to emailing him and my 5-year plan.
Nice, Os. Yeah, man. Well, I suppose, yeah, just continue following us on the WesWes Network. Check out our website for more of our content, www.weswesnet.com. Check us out on our socials everywhere. WesWes Network, the WesWes Network. WesWes Sports Mag is out now online. You can look at it on our website. Just click on the icon there and you can read our articles. Shout out to Simon, who wrote a little review on State of Origin series from Queensland's perspective. He's got his article out on our website, so go check that out. I think it's called what's it called? I just wrote it. That's what a league fight in 2024 looks like. So yeah, it's probably not what you expect for State of Origin. Well, what's going on with State of Origin fights these days? It's all pushing and shoving now. Is that all we're gonna get now? No more throwing right hands and all that anymore. We're not gonna get any of that.
All it means is the view of color, and you're not in the game, you get ejected from the game. And if you're Australian and you sit on the sideline, not on the field, you just get 10 minutes. That's all it is. It's simplified.
See, yeah, well, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, man. Thanks, Let's for jumping on. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Let's get the fuck out of here.